Can you tell us what's going on here today?
Yeah, we're protesting the horrible Dobbs decision and saying that we're going to protect the power of women and all people who can have a baby to have autonomy over their own bodies and their own decisions. And we're not about to let this right-wing reactionary cabal controlling the Supreme Court to take away people's access to contraceptions or people's ability to marry whoever they love. And so we're protesting the Supreme Court.
Has this been going on for 3 weeks, protests like this?
I don't know. We all got arrested. So yes. Not yet. I haven't been processed. I don't think so. I think it's all. I don't know though.
Hey, sir,
I don't know.
Where are you supposed to be? You're holding us up.
Right here. I'm not holding up.
Stand over there.
I'm ready. Oh, okay.
Sit right here. Your practice right here.
Okay.
So stand over there.
I'm in my.
Sit down. You're good.
I don't care if you talk to me. I'm trying to get everybody out here.
With all due respect. All due respect. I'm really. Yeah. 30 people here. Whatever.
You're good.
Yeah, so I'm in my group. I'm in my group. He didn't want me to stand right there, 4 feet away. He's saying I'm slowly. Why? I'm willing to talk to you.
I know I'm fine. I was just like,
I'm in the last group.
witness.
I'm in the press next to the last group.
I've seen you standing over there earlier.
Yeah, but then they told him he's the wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I came back over here.
I'm not trying to be smart. I'm just trying to get up and meet you.
So if you're just going right here in Washington, D.C., you can see there's a bunch of folks who are detained right now. I think they're being processed. We're speaking to a congressman who's giving us an update. The police did not like that he was too close to us, I guess. Moved them back. But it does look like the police brought out all these tables and they're doing the processing here.
This is actually where I'm literally supposed to be, between here and there. I know, but they don't. What do they care? So yeah.
And you're saying that you're worried there could be more sort of like negative Supreme Court decisions, or?
Absolutely. I mean, the rationale of the Alito decision is the word abortion isn't in the Constitution. Well, the words gay marriage aren't in the Constitution. The word contraception is definitely not in the Constitution. And this is the first decision in the history of our country that overruled precedent to take a fundamental right away. I mean, they've overturned precedent before, but generally it was to move the country forward, not to move us back 50 years like that. And Justice Thomas said openly in his concurrence that he wants to take on these other rights we have that we've all taken for granted, and we're in protest. We say no way.
Yeah.
Look, the Senate has to get rid of the filibuster. The filibuster is a vestige of Jim Crow. Our founding fathers didn't want it. It's just a simple Senate rule that a majority of senators could get rid of, and they should get rid of it and do the people's business. They need to pass the PRO Act so workers have the right to form unions in this country. They need to pass the Equality Act so that LGBTQIA plus people have full rights in this country. And they need to pass the Women's Health Protection Act to codify Roe v. Wade into law. The fact that these bozos in the Supreme Court say it's not a constitutional right doesn't mean that we can't make it a statutory right. And we just need 50 senators. Now, we have one Democrat who won't even do that, even if we got rid of the filibuster. So we have electoral work to do. In addition, we've got to elect more progressives and enough Democrats to pass meaningful legislation in this country. And you know, it's not very different than the past. We had huge crises in this country in the 1930s and the 1960s. But both FDR in the 30s and LBJ in the 60s had huge Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate. So nobody would have thought about whoever the Joe Manchin of 1965 or 1937 was. Nobody remembers that person because the skunk and the picnic didn't matter that much when you had 60 or 70 Democrats who could pass things. So we have to do a lot right now, and then we have to make progress on November 8th as well. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
as people wait for the electoral system to kind of come through and cycle through, what can people do in the interim? People need this care right now.
Yeah, no, we could do a lot in the interim. So, for example, at home, on June 24th, the day of this decision, our biggest health system, Beaumont Spectrum, announced they were stopping abortions altogether because Michigan was reverting to a 1931 law that bans abortion and criminalizes it. Well, that wasn't true. We had a judge who enjoined the 1931 law from taking effect. So I got on the phone with the CEO of that health system, and I got other people to rally, and they reversed course, and they are still providing abortion care. So I think we have to make sure that in the states where abortion is legal, like Michigan, everybody knows it and that they have access to it, and then we have to take action beyond that. So in Michigan, we have the Michigan Reproductive Freedom for All ballot initiative. We got more signatures for that ballot proposal than any other in the history of our state. We turned them in, and on November 8th, we're going to vote to put the right to abortion care into our state constitution. So there's a lot we can do.
And I guess a concern when you're watching the polls, there seems to be a lot of saying that the Democrats need to get a picture with you. Oh, you gotta get processed. That's your arresting officer. He's
They were telling us, don't.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, a lot of time together today. I'm with the NDN Collective, or you and just actually just bring them over. That'd be great.
Emily?
Emily.
We gotta take a picture.
I'm like, I'll stay for
I'll move out of the way.
I can get this is about the best I can do.
Is that what passed for a mugshot? Is that what passes for a mugshot?
I just am how many of you guys are professional staff?
So everyone's watching. We're in Washington, D.C. right now. We're trying to get some more interviews about folks who are just arrested to bring attention to the ban on abortions that was passed, or the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Exactly. The wording, I'm not the best. I apologize, but if you go back and listen to that interview where they talk about all the actions and different things they're trying to do, these folks have been detained. They're being processed right now. I think they're going to be released after they're being ticketed. If you look over here, it looks like the police actually brought a bunch of tables, and they're actually doing all the processing paperwork right there. You see it? So there's a bunch of cops sitting there, and they're going to process and fill out paperwork and then let these people go, it looks like, from what I'm seeing.
Talking to us a little bit about why you decided to join the protest today.
Right. So first of all, just hearing that there was an action, a civil disobedience action happening right here in front of the Supreme Court. Because I heard about it, that meant I needed to show up. This is work that I've been doing for years. This did not start. I didn't start protesting for reproductive freedom when I came to Congress or when I became a candidate. This was years before. I've been doing this work. I co-organized and co-led an occupation of Senator Roy Blunt's office, and he talks about it back years ago during the Brett Kavanaugh hearings. because we saw this coming. We knew that if he was able to be confirmed, you know, and some other things took place, that this could happen. So we led that out. I think we were out sleeping on those in front of his office for like 7 days or so. So this is not new. And so because I'm in a position now, I am an elected official. I have the power of my voice in a different way, representing the people of my district, but also being able to affect change across the country in a different way than I could just as a member, just as an activist in St. Louis. I have to do everything I can to be able to raise this issue and to make sure people know we will not stop fighting. Take your hands off of our bodies. And this is not just for us now. This is for our legacy. This is for our children's children.
Can you talk about what's going on in Missouri? Obviously, that's kind of ground zero for pro-life movements legislatively in the state house there. They're taking more action. What is kind of the feeling? What are you hearing from your constituents when it comes to their concerns?
So many of our constituents have been reaching out to us afraid of what could happen to them, afraid of what will happen to their child, talking about, you know, how do I get an appointment? You know, like, what does a waiting list look like if I need to go to Illinois to have services? How long do I have? There have been so many questions. That's why we put together on our website, we put together, you can go to CoreyBush.org. There is a reproductive care hub where there's so much information for folks in Missouri and beyond, all around the country, who to call, how to access services, and a bunch of frequently asked questions that for people to research. And also, you know, when we think about what's happening in Missouri, the fact that that we have an AG who has made it his mission to be the biggest trumper, I guess you could say, the most conservative in Missouri. To, like, it's almost like an award, I guess, that he feels he's going to get from doing the work to strike down our rights, to just strip us of our rights. Corey? Yes. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you.
And that was Corey Bush.
Hi.
What does it say to you that you can
I'm trying to get her to come over.
All right, we're just kind of like
That I can?
that you were arrested?
Right.
just hold on a second.
It says that we're furious that the Supreme Court has been hijacked by a far-right cabal, and 5 of the justices were appointed by presidents who didn't even win the popular vote. And now they're taking fundamental rights away that are basic human rights. I mean, the U.S. is going backwards in, like, overdrive when other countries are advancing in women's right to autonomy over their own bodies and their own decisions, for example. And then these justices are talking about this is just the beginning, and they want to take away contraception, take away people's freedom to marry who they want. No way. So I'm out here on behalf of my 17-year-old daughter and all the other women in this country and everyone who can have a baby to say we've got your back. We will be here fighting for your rights to control your own bodies and your own decisions.
But you were arrested for doing that. Is that a violation of your free speech? Or is
No, we blocked the road. We blocked the road. I've been arrested a whole bunch of times, dude. In fact, this is the first time I've been arrested as a member of Congress. When I've been arrested before, I had like actual handcuffs and was thrown in real jails, and so this is a little bit different experience. But I think sometimes it's important to engage in civil disobedience in order to vindicate our fundamental rights. I mean, that's really been part of every movement for basic progress in our country.
it about trying to convince voters to see Republicans as more extremists than they're seeing them so far?
I don't know. I'm not here because of voters or like that. I'm here because, I guess here's my view. Our country has never really made the big changes that expand rights based on some senators and representatives having a lovely conversation in the Capitol. It happens because of social movements. It happens because people march, people protest, people organize, people get arrested. For me, when I was 19 years old or 20 years old, I was in charge of the Bethesda Post Office when Jimmy Carter reinstated draft registration after the Russians invaded Afghanistan. And I was getting my brothers, only both men, not to register 5 years after the U.S. withdrew from Saigon. And then when I was 21 or so, whatever, in college, we organized a week-long hunger strike to demand that the trustees of our college divest of stock in companies doing business in South Africa as part of the anti-apartheid movement. So I believe, and we didn't succeed in that moment, but we were a little drop in the ocean of justice that eventually overturned apartheid under the leadership of black South Africans. So this is where I need to be, is out here demanding justice in our own country. And it's pathetic that we have to be out here, but you can't. I don't really believe in pessimism and optimism. I believe in hope, and I believe in marching forward. And so that's what we're doing today.
All right, thanks a lot, Greg.
You're welcome.
Hey. That's what they have all that tables out. That's where they're doing all their paperwork. That's not what we get when we get arrested. So no. We go. Yeah, we get paperwork. Yeah, totally. I know. I walked up and I was like, are they processing them on that table? Like, dang, that's nice. That's nice of them. Yeah, sure. Yeah, bad press. They don't like it. Well, I don't know if we're going to talk to anyone else. Let's see. This seems like a good spot. Hey, everyone who's just watching. We're here in Washington, D.C. We are live on the ground. Just sort of, there was an action for abortion access, healthcare access, and some folks got arrested.
Yes.
Let's say this.
Hi.
Tell me, what is it like to get arrested in front of the Supreme Court?
Well, I've never been arrested before in my life, but there's never been an issue that's more important to people in this country than the right to have control over their bodies. And so I thought it was important for all of us as women and men in Congress to come out and show how serious we are about this. So a lot of people are being arrested here today who've never been arrested before, but we care that much about the lives of so many that are in trouble right now. Either there's going to be horrific incidents of loss of life, of women who are pregnant, who desperately want to have those children come to life, and yet who will be at risk. I mean, we've had a labor and delivery nurse tell us about how you still have a heartbeat on a...
All right, who wants to go first? All right, you're going to come first. Your testimony on why you're standing up.
We're creating a video for more Spaces in Action, but we're going to put it on CPD. We're doing a video to talk about what happened today. Okay. And we got to make sure we tell our story, right?
Yeah,
All right, so...
yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. I'll give you the mic to it.
Oh, this is like a TikTok video. I'm going to hold it up like...
Because I'm the oldest. They always make me go first.
I can go first. Wait, can we get a question from?
Yeah, so...
Wait, where am I looking? Oh, to you. Okay, great. Hello, my name is Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, representing Massachusetts 7.
Today we are getting we have just gotten arrested to demonstrate for reproductive rights and in protest of the Supreme Court's decision and in commitment to our actions and to codify Roe, as well as all the other rights, including same-sex marriage, marriage equality, as well as the right to contraception, the right to sexual intimacy, and much, much more.
That's right. Well, it's an act of civil disobedience. I mean, we were just arrested, but the truth of the matter is, until we enshrine Roe on the federal level, and I'm proud to chair the Abortion Rights and Access Task Force, wholly on the Women's Health Protection Act, to do that, we're already in jail. These bans on our bodies, it's about our reproductive freedom, it's about health care, our bodily autonomy. We're just here to be disruptive, to be seen, to be heard, to do everything in our power to affirm that abortion care is health care. This is a matter of life and death, and especially when you consider the Black maternal morbidity crisis, with Black women 3 times more likely to die in childbirth. There are projections that those numbers could increase by 33%, and the maternal mortality writ large
discharge could increase by 21%. So that's why we're here. We have to, move with urgency, continue to organize, continue to mobilize, continue to be disruptive, continue to push back. They're trying to roll back the hands of time and roll over our bodily autonomy.
And I think what today is also about is that the actions and commitments that we're going to need to change this are going to take an all of the above approach. We're going to have to commit to legislative action. We're going to have to push on the White House. We're going to have to be in the streets. We're going to have to get arrested. We're going to need massive movement.
Let's go!
And it's not either or, it's all of it. And none of it is going to happen unless all of us are in this fight.
But half of those people aren't even in those.
Okay.
Nobody's really saying your name.
It's true. Okay. My name is Congressman. I'm where I was. I represent New York. I'm 14th. This is the CNN.
Ayanna Presley, I represent the Massachusetts 7th, and the last thing I just want to say is that we're going to continue to call on this administration to declare a public health emergency because this is a public health crisis, and we need to be acting accordingly.
Okay. And one last thing, can I have you both to say
Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Bands off our bodies! Woo!
Thank you so much.
Guys, sorry, we have to.
Yeah, you gotta go.
Okay.
Oh, we have to go back here?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi there.
Congresswoman Erica Coleman, I'll bring you some more.
You can tell what I can talk to you. What are you doing? Did you just get arrested?
I am still arrested.
You're still arrested?
I am still currently arrested.
She's also a labor and delivery nurse and has been an ER nurse, so she talked to them about what matters.
So one of the things that I want people to understand is the last shift that I worked before I came down here, we had 3 postpartum hemorrhages and a prolapsed cord, which are all emergencies that can be fatal to either the fetus and the mother. And to force people into that situation without allowing them a choice is going to kill people. And to insist that women who are septic wait before they terminate and then die is unconscionable. We cannot just allow women to die because of somebody else's beliefs, and her life matters too, meaning that the person who is carrying the fetus is also important, and we can't just disregard that.
And how common are these events for people who are going to have a child, like to have
The postpartum hemorrhages and the prolapsed cord was just an average day at work for me. That was a Friday. That wasn't something special. It wasn't something out of the ordinary. It was just the Friday before I went on vacation. Thank you.
You need to talk to her. She is a labor and delivery nurse, also an ER nurse.
Again, if you're just joining us, we're live. I'm trying to get a few interviews, talking to folks. So we're on the Capitol grounds. The Supreme Court's actually across the street. You can't see it. We can show it to you in a minute. We're just trying to talk to people about why they took this action. And,
No.
listen to this person again. I think that their information is really good. And really
My last
good.
shift
So
before I
listen
came
again.
down here, we had 3 postpartum hemorrhages and a prolapsed cord, which requires emergent surgery. And we are forcing women into very dangerous situations. I am a mother by choice, and everyone should have that right. The women that I take care of should also be able to be mothers by choice without putting their lives at risk because somebody else decides that they have to. I also have, they were bleeding out. And prolapsed cord is when the umbilical cord comes down before the baby. And so the baby's head, crimps the cord between the cervix and the head, and it kills the baby, or the fetus. So it requires emergent surgery. where you literally lift the baby's head out of the pelvis a little bit so that the cord is, and then they do an emergent cesarean. Nobody should be just rushed into surgery like that. It is not without risk. And we are talking about forcing women into taking life-threatening risks. Women who have pre-existing conditions are at greater risk. Women, black and brown women, are at tremendous risk. We already know that without the change to Roe v. Wade. And now we are looking at an exponential increase in risk to black and brown women and other birthing people, because not everybody who is capable of having a baby identifies as a woman, and so we need to really understand how much risk there is. Women and birthing people are at tremendous risk of domestic assault and abuse and murder during pregnancies. It's one of the riskiest times for a birthing person. And forcing people into that is a human rights violation.
Elizabeth, could you spell your last name?
I can. It's Deutzsch. It's like the bank without the E.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you.
Ilhan. Ilhan. All right, well, I think we do here.
I was like totally
I got it. That works. Yeah. So anybody who... What's up, everyone? This is Lorenzo Sedena, Director of Tactical Media here at the NDN Collective. We're actually live on the ground, the Capitol grounds. If you've been following us along, we are in D.C., Washington, so-called. One second here. We heard there was a action around reproductive rights, healthcare access, and so we ran out here, and this is what we're getting. We talked to a few people who are detained. I think they're going to be let go. It looks like they're cited and released sort of situation. You can see over here there's all these cops filling out paperwork. Pretty wild. Hello, how you doing?
Doing all right.
You want to talk about why you're here?
What agency are you with?
I'm with an organization called the NDN Collective. We're an all-indigenous group fighting for indigenous sovereignty.
Yeah. Let me grab Nadine. I think these people would be very interested in hearing about our megaphone excursions.
Oh, well, they were threatening to arrest me even though I'm not part of the group. I just happened upon this CPD Action and I came along with it. And they're claiming, oh, I have to turn off the megaphone because I'm part of the group, and they gave me, as being part of the group, 3 warnings, which I'm not part of the group, so I don't understand why I was under their 3 warnings.
We were both chanting with megaphones.
Yeah.
And 5 and 6 police officers came up and surrounded my friend here and totally ignored me. Gave her a warning saying she was going to be arrested if she continued to use the megaphone.
Don't address her.
Said nothing to me.
Right. Don't address her. Then I walked
Totally
away.
I
walked away for like about half an hour. I come back. She's playing the music, and they didn't say anything to her.
Yep.
So they are arbitrarily enforcing their policy by melanin count, obviously.
Yep.
What does your flag say?
This flag says, "Keep your religion out of my vagina."
And this one says, "Don't tread on my vagina."
Don't tread on my...
Yeah, don't tread on my vagina.
My uterus.
On my uterus. I'm sorry. But your vagina too. Vagina too.
Basically, keep off our sexual organs.
Keep off our liberty.
Yes.
In America, it's supposed to be give me liberty or give me death. The ultimate liberty is your bodily autonomy.
Exactly.
So the words are empty. Give me liberty or give me death are empty when you're telling half 51.4% of the population that we don't have our own bodily autonomy. That is not give me liberty or give me death. That is empty. Those are empty words.
How often are you all out here?
I've been out here pretty much daily for the past 10 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm local. No national organization has stood up for a vigil in this area. It's too heavily trafficked by staffers, by politicians, by lobbyists. Like, we can't let this area, and plus it's a symbol. And we're the real patriots, right? Like the January 6th crowd are not patriots. They're traitors. They're insurrectionists.
Yeah, and they are overtly on the mall, recruiting people for 1776 restoration movement.
And
that
right
means
there
that they overtly advocating for overthrowing the government, and they're allowed to recruit on the national mall right now as we speak.
Wow.
And with no pushback from the park police. None.
No pushback.
But I have a
whatsoever.
megaphone, and they're threatening to arrest me because I have amplification on a megaphone.
But people that we know streamed themselves, I watched them on January 6th, streaming from the Capitol grounds, are
On the
walking
mall.
with impunity on the mall.
On the mall right now.
Right behind on the
And
other
they
side
can
of
boast
the
about that they were on the mall and nobody has arrested them for being on the mall on January 6th.
Yep.
But America is post-racial though. This is post-racial America.
Yep.
Well, thanks for talking to me. Sorry that happened to you.
No worries. No, thank you. Yeah. Like, sorry for the ranting.
Oh, no. I appreciate it.
It all, like, that's why our group is called Our Rights. It's not about women's rights. They're coming for all of our rights. And if you don't realize that they're coming for your rights, you're
It's
next.
not about one group. It's about an encroachment it's going to reach to everybody.
Yeah, they're coming for voting rights. They're coming for, I mean, if they start making women felons for getting abortions, they can come for your voting right. They're coming for gay rights.
They're coming for marriage equality. They're coming for
All of
trans rights.
All of it.
Yeah. Except for the 1% white male patriarchy. Those are the only ones. White male patriarchy.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for being out here. Oh, all right, well, just talking to people on the ground. Again, we're live, so people are walking by. We're asking them questions, and they're just talking to us. Again, people are saying what they feel, and so take it as you will. I'm gonna walk around to where we were at before, and then I think I might take this feed down. We'll hang out for a bit, see what happens. But I'm pretty sure. Huh? Yeah. You want to talk about it? Yeah. All right. Well, give me a second. I'm all sorry. All right. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, everybody. It's Stephira, the social media manager for NDN Collective. It was really great to step out here today and just hear some of the voices about this issue that has been going on for a while, the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and just how upset the community is. And also, we released our position paper yesterday, NDN Collective's organizational stance on the overturn and the effects of Roe v. Wade, and what that means from an indigenous lens. And so I think it's really important, if you can, to visit our website at www.ndncollective.org and search up NDN Body Sovereignty and read our position paper that basically talks about, the legal history of women's body rights, and also a indigenous queer lens, and basically the rights that we're fighting for to protect our bodies, for the community to stay safe. And if you can, share it on social media. It's available on all of our platforms, and also watch our live feed from yesterday in case you missed it.
All right, thanks everybody. We're actually going to stay alive a little bit longer. We're going to move around. I think that might release everyone, so we're going to move around this wall over there. So thanks. All right, so we're staying live. Go check out that NDNcollective.org. Check out that position paper. Thank you so much, staff. And we're going to move into a different spot for a second just to see what's going on. And then call it. You can see there's the Capitol. Hold on one second. Problem here. I know. That's my finger. It doesn't look great, but it's the situation. We'll work on it. Okay, we're live. It's just unfolding. It's hot. It's gross. It's not actually as hot as yesterday. Yesterday was way worse. All right, so we're going to move over here. We might still take the feed down right away, just so you know. But just keep following. We're going to be live a few more times here for the Capitol until we head back. We'll be here for a few days. Hello.
Who are you filming for?
The NDN Collective? NDN Collective, yeah. I don't. You can check it out, NDNcollective.org. Yeah. Yeah, we'd love to. All right.
In the Capitol Visitor Center, right over there. So I got you your out. Great. Okay, this is out. Is it okay if I go do that?
That was fine.
Hi. Yes.
So they have, looks like that they have the, some don't have them, but the scarf. Then people over here that are checking in. Thank you. Hey, Liz. What happened? Can we interview you for the video? Yes. You're ex-convict now.
Yes, your stuff should be there unless you gave it to.
Okay. So serious.
I was just gonna tweet it out. Ilhan, I'm from Minnesota. What up? Good to see you. That's all. Weren't you just at a march about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Here you are again.
Gotta do everything we can.
Yeah.
Clear side.
Yeah, look at
You know me.
As I was saying, like, they're like processing everybody like in real time, which is pretty wild. These tables. These tables are actually like cops filling out paperwork, and they have to fill out the paperwork to let them go, and it'll be like usually has like a citation. I don't know if they'll get a hearing date or anything like that. I assume not. I think they'll probably get a ticket, some sort of disorderly conduct ticket, fine, and allowed to go. This is not what usually happens to a lot of people, but these are Congress folks, and so they have a little more clout than say you or I, if you know what I'm saying. Looks like an ambulance has come. It's really hot. It's possible that some of the folks that are detained
I want to
are
go to her day in court.
just feeling the heat, you know.
Step aside.
Wow. These are all medics. They're like in suits. Medics in suits, like in DC. I've never experienced that. All right. So again, this is what the scene will be like for a few hours. Maybe another hour. I feel like they're gonna be pretty quick. I feel like we talked to folks already along the gate. I mean, all I'm doing is waiting for people to come out and talk to them again. I'm gonna check with some folks, see what I should do. Put the camera down right here. We're gonna take the feed down. I appreciate everyone joining us. We were just in the area. We heard about the action, so we came out really quick. We'll be live here on the ground for the next couple of days. Just keep following NDNcollective.org on our socials, and we'll see you in a bit. Go check out the paper.